Raven Housing Trust are a housing association and we're based mainly in Surrey and Sussex. We support around 7,000 homes and all of the customers in our homes in the community, and in addition we do support other people with our support services in the community as well. And we have a really core purpose of building homes and changing lives. Raven is a genuinely special place, and it's really easy to say that, but when people walk through the door, when we have new starters who join us, the word we hear all the time about Raven is that we care. And in addition, we're really heavily based in the community. We know our communities really well, and a lot of our staff actually live in Raven homes, which I think gives us a unique understanding of the homes that they're living in and the communities that we're supporting. What we needed was a scalable platform. We knew that we couldn't rely on external funding in the same way perhaps that we could have done for the last 10 or 15 years. We'd need diversified income in future. We needed to be scalable for growth. We needed to be ready for the future, for future technology such as AI and IoT.
Databricks meets our immediate need of reporting and being able to analyse our data, but also gives us the facility to, in our maturity, to start thinking about predictive analytics and having a tool there that we can grow with and meet our future needs.
Data is a really important part of any digital transformation. I think a lot of businesses perhaps a few years ago didn't even really understand the importance of data, whereas now it's talked about all the time in our organisation. We recognise how important good quality data is to underpinning our performance reporting. We talk about the importance of having clear and consistent definitions of data, and I think just that kind of transparency, that visibility of data to different teams, and teams of understanding each other's data as well, so there's that kind of one version of the truth.
So we've moved into using Power BI for our visualizations and our analysis. It's allowing the business to really get deeper insights into their data.
Data's improved what we do because we're able to give customers more access to data, not just from them speaking to us, but also on the customer portal. So with the data being in the system properly and being accurate, it means the customer can have that information 24/7.
Data, when you're not a data person, I think is quite hard. You have a real desire just to see the numbers on a report in front of you very early on in the process and see data visualization. But I think what a good partner does is help you understand that perhaps the bits that are more hidden, the architecture that underpins your data is the most important starting point, and getting that right will help you so much more later on in the process when it comes to data visualization. So a partner that will, work alongside you, who'll get to know you as a business, who'll walk with you through that process every step of the way, but who knows when it's the right time to help you then bring that to life. I think that's vital, and our partner has been really good in stepping us through that process.
Data is really important to Raven, and I think it starts right at the top of the organisation with our Chief Exec telling us that he wants to know our customers better than any other organisation. So right from the outset, we've got that platform to really understand not just who is it we're dealing with and the properties they live in, but actually as much information as we can about them. And so data right at the start is important from that point of view. But equally, as well as knowing our customers, we need to keep our customers safe in their home. Like a lot of organisations, I guess growth and just dealing with the day-to-day meant that we had lots of disparate systems, lots of different data stores, lots of formats of that data, some generated manually, passed around the organisation. So it was difficult to get things done, and a lot of really hard-working people still delivered a great service to their customers, but it was really, really difficult. We worked in partnership together to go through an agreed approach which was around discovering our data. So the discovery phase was really about understanding our data, understanding how it's used, all of the outcomes we're trying to achieve. From that we move to a define period where we're really designing how that data links to each other, how does it speak to each other, how does that add up to some of those outcomes we want, what else do we need to build in there, what tools do we need to make all those things happen. And from that sort of blueprint of that definition, we really get to deliver, which is the building and ultimately the visualization of the data for our end users.
We chose Databricks because of the lakehouse architecture. Iterative building was really important to us. And it's not just about storing data, it's about a maturity within the analysis within the company. And Databricks allows us to iteratively bring areas of the company on board with the data within the lake.
So we chose DataPark as it's a great tool, no-code, low-code tool that allows us to ingest different sources of data very, very quickly, very simply, and allows us then to just refine our data quality requirements and really start to think about data governance and building that for the future. I think one of the issues with all of the data work and investment you do early on is that there's not too much visual for the end user. And so it feels like there's a lot of churning in the background that people start to question why are you doing that? And the wow moment for us really is suddenly for us it was an info hub. We suddenly had a series of dashboards that were quickly and accelerated produced as a part of that work that's been going on over the sort of the periods before, and then people start to see it for the first time and get it. And I think the first time people started to see geographical representation for things like complaints and ASB, or starting to see some analytics that perhaps they'd never really seen before, that was available all the time. It was there in front of them, so they didn't have to ask for it, they didn't have to come back and quick quiz in different things. It was all in front of their eyes and they could use it access it at any time. One of the areas where things really came to life for us, and perhaps going beyond what our remit was around us getting a little bit lost with the various ways that data could be stored within the Azure environment. The cost that attracted and how getting that wrong could be incredibly expensive. And with our partner, being able to just call on them and then going out of their way then to do some diagnostics, looking at what we'd done well, what we hadn't done well, and what we needed to change, but then having the time to spend with us to educate us about that, how we could avoid those things in the future, but actually greatly reduce our costs very, very quickly, which made a massive difference to the way forward with our transformation. I think anyone that's starting out on a data journey as part of a transformation or in its own right, generally speaking, will always need support at some point. There are so many different dimensions, so many pitfalls as well, that you need a good partner alongside you. You need a partner that can understand your business, that can speak the language that you operate with every day, that can digest and consume your outcomes and your goals, understand how important it is for your customers and for your staff, and turn that into a working solution. Being able to support you throughout the journey and deliver those technical outcomes as well as those business outcomes to make that come together.